Welcome to Nice Finance, and hopefully we can encourage each other to hang in there. If you haven't done so already, please consider liking the video, sharing the video, and also subscribing to this channel for more videos like this.
Everybody and their mother has been getting laid off in 2024. I wanted to talk a little bit about why this is happening. We can talk a little bit about the start of World War III and the fact that there's an election coming up. But one of the biggest reasons that there are a whole bunch of tech layoffs is because of the expiration of a certain tax credit, Article 174. Basically, for the past couple of years, companies have been able to write off a lot of tech jobs as R&D tax-deductible expenses. Technical and functional IT jobs were basically being a tax write-off. That just expired. Now companies have to report this as income. In order to look like they're still profitable on the books, people have been getting laid off. Layoff cycles like this are usually cyclical. We just gotta hang in tight.
So I got laid off from my tech job. Surprisingly, it's been like 2 months ever since I started looking. I mean, yeah, I'm still looking, but the market is so trash right now. It's just out of frustration, I don't know what to do. I'm really at my last hope with the tech industry because I used to post on my social media how passionate I was, how I loved working in tech, blah, 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 blah. But now, since I got laid off, I have a different opinion. And my sector is QA. So it's just AI's taking over these QA jobs, and now there's little to no QA jobs on the market. And my firm just laid me off happened in late August. Now I got laid off September, going to early September. So it's literally been almost 2 months without a job, and I'm losing my fucking mind. I really don't know what to do. So I think I'm gonna give up on the tech industry or pivot, or I just don't know. I'm just really frustrated at this point. And it's easier said than done. Oh, Shanko, apply to other jobs. Just apply, you will get something. It's easier said than that because you wouldn't understand until you're in my situation. I know a lot of other people are in the same situation as me getting laid off in the tech industry. So you guys have to understand our frustration. I don't know. I just don't know what to do at this point.
Got fired from my tech job. Couldn't be happier. I can't work somewhere where there's zero transparency into how the decisions are being made. I want to work somewhere where the management treats people with respect. I want to work somewhere where I can see how the data-driven decisions were being made. I want to work somewhere that has a more modern technology stack. I don't want to get stonewalled when I ask questions about certain things to understand the tech stack. I'm someone who likes to understand the tech stack through and throughout. If I have an issue with something, I want to be able to bring it forward and have a discussion about it without it being interpreted as being argumentative. So glad to be leaving that place, and these people have no idea that I have multiple things lined up. So if they thought that they were doing something, they're wrong. Just had lunch and I'm gonna go treat myself to something nice, maybe something on Fifth Avenue or Madison, just to celebrate the fact that I'm leaving this job. What I was doing was waving goodbye to those people on the call because I knew exactly what it was. This is what freedom looks like. If a company has bad reviews, believe them.
Were you affected by tech layoffs this year? I think 2025 is going to be the year where things start improving and we get out of this layoff situation. But who's to say there's more tech companies being laid off? I would say this to my tech group and my tech nerds and everybody that's in tech right now. Start looking outside of your comfort zone. I just recently interviewed for a position at a utility company. There are companies out there that need tech, retail, hospitality, and maybe it's not specific to your niche, maybe web development, mobile development, maybe you go into IT, you might not like that, but sometimes you gotta kind of swallow the pill and do what you need to do to make things happen, So look outside the box, look outside these tech companies, maybe more traditional companies, blue collar, construction, things of that nature, utility companies, and maybe you can get connected with people that are in the tech field or other fields that need tech.
is gonna make some people mad. You are not entitled to a job or an internship, even if you went to Stanford, even if you went to MIT, even if you've interned at Google or Amazon. And guess what? Even after you have that job, you're not entitled to keep it. They might just lay you off, as what's been happening in tech for the last 2 years. This isn't meant to discourage you, but to protect you. The only thing that matters is, do you have the skill set to match that position exactly, and do they have the budget to keep you? Guess what? You can't control what companies do. You can only control yourself. So focus on your technical skills. Are you doing a lot of coding projects? Focus on your networking. Are you actually reaching out to people on LinkedIn to get referrals? And are you ruthlessly, consistently applying to jobs? Not hundreds, but thousands. The market might be cooked, but you're not. So let's focus on bettering ourselves day by day.
Hey Donald, how are you?
Good, Dan. How are you?
Good. I don't know if we've met before. Thanks for meeting us today. I can't remember if we've met in a previous time. I don't know that we have, but I'm a partner in our technology and transformation practice. I've asked Shannon here from our people team to join us too. I'm assuming you're in a spot where you can talk here for a bit.
Yeah. I have time.
Yeah, good. Well, so you may have heard over the past several months, we've been working to transform areas of the firm and align our workforce to really kind of accelerate our business strategy. And as consulting business, it's important for us to kind of remain competitive and position ourselves for the future. And so this exercise that the firm's going through it's involved a lot of moving talent and skill sets to the right areas where we need them the most. And it's also required us to make some tough decisions that do impact the workforce. And unfortunately, as a result, after a lot of careful consideration, your role is being eliminated and that, employment ends on October 18th, and we'll obviously handle notifying all the relevant team members and other, stakeholders as we need to. And I just, I want to be the kind of wanted to tell you here and just give you, that heads up on that. And I understand it's difficult, and I do want to thank you for all you've done for your time at PwC, and Jody here will go through all the details of kind of offboarding and the next steps and be able to answer any questions you have. And obviously we'll
laid off about 10% of your folks this year, 1,800 people. You said you were going to hire another 1,800 people to focus on AI. Inside of that decision, I think the company announced 1,000 plus of those 1,800 people were low performers. How did you decide which one of 18 people was a low performer?
As we thought about the next 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years, we felt that it was important to accelerate investments in 5 key areas. Majority of them are around our big bets. And we also felt that in order to do that, there was an opportunity to reallocate dollars from within, while we, by the way, continue to add to our overall investment portfolio. To answer your question in terms of how we picked those folks, it was all bottoms up. We have a performance management system where, in essence, managers will go in and they will rate their employees. Generally, 10% of the company is what we call trajectory changing. About 20% exceeds expectations. And generally, about 60 to 65% are achieved expectations, and generally 5 to 10% that does not meet expectations. And that's a process that we go through once a year where managers will put into the system their ratings. The decision that we made this year was that in order to move with the velocity that we need to move to reallocate the resources and the dollars, is that we would in essence lay off the 10% that fell into, it was actually more like 8% that fell into the bucket of does not meet expectations.
Is tech a volatile career? The answer is it depends. Like most industries, tech follows the economy and what the economical trends are, both within America and globally. And it's safe to say that there has been some economic turbulence and tech has followed those trends. What I mean by that is since November 2022, there have been big tech layoffs. And these layoffs are rather large. This could mean projects have been cut or there's just overhead that companies are trying to kind of consolidate costs on. So the short answer is it really depends. And it does ebb and flow. In the pandemic, there was an exponential amount of hiring. But to even that out, now companies are level setting and really analyzing where their costs are going and how they're being spent. Comment down below your thoughts.
As showcased in those videos, we are facing a time that we've never seen before in this country. We are all in this together, and we definitely should prepare and get ourselves ready because it could definitely get worse before it gets better.